Salutations, internets! I am Jonathan Soulsblock, and this is my brother, Daniel Soulsblock, aka Mr. Repsion, but you already know that. So what are we doing today, Dan?
I'm going to be asking you questions about me. Isn't that narcissistic? A little bit. Is it?
If you were telling me answers about yourself to questions that you asked of yourself, that would be very narcissistic. I think this is reasonable.
Okay, good to know. In any event, I'm going to be asking him some questions about me growing up and what I was like as a child, so you guys can learn more things about me that you probably did not know. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles, let's begin. What was I like as a child? This is your reign of power. You can insult me to the camera. You can tell them embarrassing stories about me.
When you say child, do you mean like age 1 to 5, or?
Child in general, like 5 through 10 or whatever. You know, I was a child, young, under the age. I was not a teenager.
Too young to drink alcohol. Okay.
Yes, too young to drink alcohol. No Jaeger bombs.
First thing I think of is this little monster, this little whirlwind of dust and dirt and grubby fingers who just sort of like would latch onto my leg and not let me go. Not because he loved me, but because he loved to torment me. He wasn't a terrible child, but he was difficult to love.
That's what they all say about me. I'm a difficult person to love. When I was younger.
Yes.
He loves me very much now.
Oh yes, much, much more. Now that I can talk to him and he's not drooling on me and I don't have to change his diapers.
Yeah. Continue. There has to be more. What was I like as a child besides latching onto your leg all the time?
Dan was pretty bossy. Not to me because I'm older, but to his younger friends, he was very authoritative. Like, no, you don't do that. You put this back, or this is mine. And when it came to food, he was territorial as well. Not territorial, but possessive. Even if it wasn't his food.
That's not true. What are you implying?
Well, my mom would buy Pop-Tarts, like,
those are my Pop-Tarts! Okay, that's true. I would actually try to hide the Pop-Tarts because...
and certain cereals.
And yeah, cereals. When my mom would buy my favorite cereals, I would hide them around the house or even in my room because I didn't want him to eat it because he had a cereal problem in which once he found a box of cereal that he liked, he would have numerous bowls all in one sitting.
We were supposed to have 1 bowl a day or
yes.
2 bowls a day?
No, it was 1 bowl a day. When Mom would buy the expensive cereal of like $4 or $5, right? And
pricey.
Yeah, pricey cereal. And he would just eat it all in one sitting. And then the next day, I wouldn't have any cereal of my favorite cereal, which was Lucky Charms at the time. And that's why I would hide Pop-Tarts and the cereal around the house because you're a pig.
You open the closet to pull out a towel and Pop-Tart.
Yeah, literally. What do you think of me making YouTube videos?
I think it's pretty cool. I do worry that someday Google is going to try to really monetize this YouTube platform and change the way that YouTubers support themselves.
I have that fear too, actually. I think YouTube is going down the crap hole pretty fast, and I don't think that YouTube is going to be a stable place for people to make an income off of, or even a career.
It's kind of like the internet's toilet. Sometimes there's some great stuff in there.
I see where you're going with this. Continue with this analogy.
But you really have to wade through it. And sometimes it's not really worth the effort.
Very true. What is something that I do that annoys you?
I'm not around the house often enough to really be annoyed by you anymore.
But what's something that I did in my past that would annoy you?
When we used to crowd by that little heater on the side of the wall, you'd always try to push me over and hog it with your behind.
And fart, trying to get him to... Yeah, we have a heater in our house, and when we were being homeschooled, we would always, in the morning, race and try to get to it first, because it put out a lot of heat, more than the stove. And we would always try to just fight over a wall heater, which was literally, what, like 8 inches?
But it wasn't just that. We also had a pellet stove, and I would always warm my tushy in front of the pellet stove, and he would come up behind me and block the heat.
Yes, I did do that a lot.
Did we ever sleep together?
Yeah, we slept together quite a few times when I was younger. What is something that I obsess over, butts being one of them, So that answers are out of the way.
Star Wars is definitely a big part of your life, and maybe even your identity. Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yes, that is true. Very spot on.
Oh, you were for a long time obsessed with RuneScape?
Don't insult me. Don't insult me. That was a time of a very sad, lonely moment in my life. Yes.
You would have robots chopping wood!
Those were illegal to have on the game, but I managed to program my own JavaScript, which would use my accounts. What I basically, I was determined to make profit in RuneScape, and I would make these JavaScript bots, which would chop wood and do things for me, which was illegal, but then I set up another JavaScript thing, which would make it so the program of the actual game doesn't detect people. Yeah.
I thought that you liked the game because you would play it.
I did like the game,
but then you didn't even have to play it
but
anymore.
But then my friends wanted to compete with me, so who could get more money, and I said, okay, I'm gonna win this, whether it's cheating or not, so I set everything up, and I won.
Fun game.
Yeah. Do you watch all of my videos? And I think I already know the answer to this. The answer is no. But why? I'm your brother. He doesn't even watch my videos. That's family love for you right there.
I watch some of your videos.
The ones that I send you.
I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube anymore.
Yeah. And if he does, it's usually watching some attractive woman singing, right? Yeah, you're smiling, so that means yes.
Maybe.
I just seen if you're watching this, he does
thinking,
like you.
I was thinking pamplemousse, but that's not anybody's business.
What is your most memorable time with me?
Oh boy. Usually, when I think about fun memories, they always involve laughter. We have a lot of them, mostly from when we were both younger. Playing video games together in that tiny little closet. Laundry closet.
Yeah, the video game room was a laundry closet because my mom hated us playing video games and she didn't want people publicly to see that we had a video game console. So she put it in this little mini laundry room, like where we could barely fit.
We had to hunker down, like shoulder to shoulder.
In order to play video games.
On the carpeted
Mario.
concrete floor. We converted the garage into a room and it was cold out there. But it was a lot of fun. And we had a...
Do you remember when we had...
And we heated it with natural gas.
Yes, natural gases. And I still remember the time when we had Philip, you, me, and Paul all in this one little room. Like, it was so...
I can't believe that we fit in there.
We had 4 people in a room, in this little closet space, which, how was like the walls like only like...
You can fit an ironing board in there.
Well, that's width-wise, though. I'm talking about like... I don't know, but it was very, very small, and it was very, very cramped, and when someone would fart, you would definitely smell it.
That's not the best memory that I have, but it's a fun one. One time Dan and I both were volunteers at this camp for elderly people. It was like a weekend thing.
It was
we were helping out, and
volunteer position for the elderly.
Right. In the evening, we had retired to our room, and Dan had a little package of Rice Krispie treats.
Yes.
I don't even know how to tell this story, but he was curled up on the floor like this, like a chicken on a platter, or a turkey, and he was just stuffing his face
I was
with
stuffing.
his Krispie treat.
I ate the whole box of Rice Krispie treats.
Oh my gosh.
When it comes to food, I can be a bit of a glutton.
It's one of those stories that I can't articulate, but it was...
And then Paul opened the door and was half naked.
Right. Sorry, Paul.
Okay.
It was funny.
I remember that. It was, I about had a heart attack.
I had like a oxygen depletion in my brain due to laughing. Does oxygen go to your brain?
Yes, you have to have oxygen in your brain. That's how the
blood to the brain, which
the body
carries the
autonomy
oxygen.
works. You have to have oxygen or else you will die. What is my type in regards to a woman?
Type?
Type.
Like blood type?
Not blood type. You know what I mean. like personality, qualities.
So I meant like what shaped fruit, an apple or a pear or a kumquat. We're getting in trouble with this. Let's see. Somebody who laughs a lot.
Yes, I need laughter in my life.
Somebody who is a little bit more outgoing. Not that you're not outgoing, but
Pretty outgoing at times. But
more social, who thrives on social.
yep, very true. So far, spot on.
Someone who's very forgiving and understanding.
What? What do you mean by that? Forgiving and understanding. That. If anything, I'm the one who's forgiving and understanding. You know my past relationships. You know the psychos that I've dated. This should be... Explain yourself on that one. I think that was just a jab at poking at me for fun, but continue.
Sometimes you speak your mind and you communicate exactly what's on it.
Yes, I do.
And sometimes you don't consider how other people might feel when you share your mind verbatim.
I do consider how they feel. It's just...
You don't care.
Yes. He finished my sentence for me. I do care. If I have feelings for someone, then yes, I will be more conscious of what I say. But I'm very blunt to the point of where my bluntness can come across as me being an absolute douchebag, and I acknowledge that, and I try to work on that. But if I don't care about them, I won't care. But if I do care about somebody, I do try to be careful in how I say things. But anything else?
There's somebody to help sand off some of those rough spots. Yeah.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a video. Meet my brother, Brother Reptile. His YouTube channel is linked down below if you would like to subscribe to him. He doesn't make videos very often, but when he does, he's pretty funny in them usually. Usually. They can be a bit dull at times. Just plain, no variety. But other than that, you should check him out.
Stay tuned for our Christmas special coming this December. A Star Wars themed Christmas song.
Da 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 da. Yes.
I don't know what it is yet, but we'll come up with something.
Something.